Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing today? Guys, the market's kind of confusing. We supposedly have a trade deal with China. You would think that that would send us to Mars. However, it seems that the powers that be, the Polkadot twins, the Brian Armstrongs, have already priced it in. What does that mean for us and our bag? I genuinely have no idea. But what I can tell you is that my strategy has not changed. I've continued the dollar cost average. I've continued to throw money straight into the bonfire. But it's just a piece of paper, so it doesn't really matter. Ladies and gentlemen, smash the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys for joining me. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing today? Okay. Tom Selleck's Goat said, LOL, there was no trade deal. It happened 2 days ago and they didn't say anything. I don't buy that. I mean, it's the president. He knows more than me. I don't know what to believe though. So I guess I'm sort of on the same boat as you. Let's try to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Here we go. Ready? Are you ready? Hello. Bitcoin currently trading at 106,935 and 16 cents. It is down 0.38% on the day, and there's not a whole lot going on. It's very, very confusing market. Bitcoin dominance right at 66. So if we break through that, it's going to be definitely going to be confusing. There's bearish divergence, which is good. I could see us breaking through it for a minute. I think we're right there. We're right there at the top. Previous breaks of the trend line. Let's see how big they were. It's probably going to take a minute. There we go. So previous break was about that big. So if we go that much higher. Okay, we could get to like 60. Oh, 69 might actually be a perfect target. 69 might be a perfect target. I'm still going to hold my 68. This trend line is not foolproof, obviously. Like I said, we've broken through it before. The orange trend line is kind of like a median, an idea. We'll see how far we get. As of right now, we're teetering at 65.94 with bearish div. Again, I don't know if the divergence is even relevant. Philly said a trade deal with China caused a dump. What am I missing? We're just got word of mouth right now. There's nothing. We haven't seen anything solidified. I think people are waiting to see what the trade deal entails. ETH is down 0.37%. It is still holding our horizontal trend line. So nothing too scary with ETH. ETH looks good so far. We are just kind of chopping sideways. RSI is sitting right in the middle. Momentum wave also kind of reset. If we break below our horizontal trend line again and look for 25 or 22.52. I would love to get back above 25. It seems to be struggling to get above 25 though. So you got to break, confirm, attempted, failure at 25, confirm one more time. Maybe that's 3 hits to the downside. Then we can get our break of 25.81. That's my bullish scenario. Volume's a little lackluster on the 4-hour time frame, so look for more volume on ETH specifically. Sol is down 3.04% on the day. We hit our lower trend line in this descending broadening wedge, and we were holding support on this purple trend line, which was a big deal way back here. This was our inverse head and shoulders that sent us through the upper trend line of this very, very large flag, I would call it, to new all-time highs on Sol. So this purple trend line is a big deal. It's the neckline from that inverse head and shoulders that sent us to new all-time highs. If we're going to break below that, I don't know. I would look for 135 as support. I would like to start seeing an uptrend here. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? Instead of I continued laddering down over and over and over again, just continued lower lows. I want to see an uptrend. I want to see a proper reversal. Index said, yo people, what's going on? Index, what's going on? Tom Salksco, what's going on? Chewy. Total 3. Down 1.6%. Unfortunately, our beautiful total 3 fractal kind of taking a little doo-doo right now. Making me a little sad. We can decouple, so I'm not going to completely count it out yet, but it's getting pretty close to me counting it out. We're reaching like the very precipice of the end. I would like to see a recoupling and then continuation of the bullish momentum. Like right now. End of June is what I was calling for with this fractal specifically. So we'll see what happens. ADA is down 2.24%, descending broadening wedge as well. We got a lower trend line that we reacted off of. We're currently sitting at 55.43. 50 is going to be a big psychological support area. I was also looking for 42 for a longer term bearish pullback, but we seem to have circumvented that so far. We'll see if we end up holding that. Our RSI is sitting around 38, and our momentum wave is entering the lower half of the indicator, indicating more sell pressure than buy pressure. SNEK is down 2.45% on the day, currently trading again at 19 instead of 20. I want to see it at 20. If it breaks below and continues, then obviously we'll look for lower targets, but 20 is like my safe zone for SNEK. It does look like it's trying to do like an inverse head and shoulders, but you also have to realize I'm like, SNEK is the one coin where I'm the most biased towards. I'll probably tell you to maybe not listen to me when it comes to TA on SNEK specifically. Dixie said, LFG, what's going on, Dixie? Happy Thursday. XRP's down 3.57%. Broke below 217, broke below 214, currently sitting at 210. Look for support at $2. If it continues to the downside, 206 is our next area. We could be in a midpoint liquidity pullback in between 2 and 214. So we do seem to be getting a bounce right here. We'll see if that continues. HBAR is down 4.91%. We had this little, what was this, my neckline? For that to be a potential inverse head and shoulders. Yeah. So we broke below that. I'm not quite sure what to make of that. It doesn't have to be an inverse head and shoulders, I guess, for it to be bullish. We could get just a higher low continuation. I would love to see it react off of 14 to the upside. Billy said, JJ, you're buying SNEK like a trans man. Sweet is down 4.76% on the day. Ooh. So Sweet broke above its upper trend line. And it currently looks like it's retesting it. Broke above. So let me go back a little bit further. Sweet was riding above this 275 support, and then I got pinched in between the 275 support and the blue upper trend line of our descending range. Broke below 275, tested, confirmed bearish rejection. We got a bounce off of 250, break below, a bounce just above our lower trend line, a rejection at 250, liquidity grab, break, support at 275, break below, support at the upper trend line. If that holds, we could continue to the upside. That would be awesome. Billy said, finish reading that comment, don't whip out. Billy, you were the one literally the other day telling me that I was swearing too much. Ondo is down 3.19% on the day. Still in an area where this could be a inverse head and shoulders, which would be great. So definitely keep an eye on that. I would love to see it hold 72.72. Even if you get some wicks below, as long as you're above it, then you have a general price to go off of for continued upside. Otherwise, look for support at the blue trend line, which is from how far back? September 2024. Interesting. So yeah, Ondo slowly but surely seems to be recovering. We'll see if that continues. Billy said, why is Solana eating such a huge D? I don't know, actually. That's a good question. 139? It kind of is, isn't it? Look for... So if Sol keeps dumping, I would look for 130. JG have a mouth like an... Oh, retracted. I didn't even get to read it. Okay. Where were we? We looked at Ondo. Aerodrome down 1.01% on the day. We still got this set up for a potential head and shoulders if it comes down here and finds support there. Great. If it breaks below and rejects, might be a great short opportunity. Not financial advice. For some reason, Aerodrome has been killing it lately while everything else kind of lags behind. Aerodrome has been like the... I don't even know what to call it. It's just performing better than everything else. The better performer of all of the altcoins. Let's see. Make sure you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for joining. Happy Thursday once again. So glad it's Thursday, dude. Holy cow, I'm glad it's Thursday. This has been like the longest work week. And I think it's because of the heat. It's been like so hot and humid. And then when it's not hot and humid, it's just storming, which I don't mind. But it's so short-lived that it doesn't even cool the rest of the day off. It like storms for a minute, you get wet, and then it gets hot out again. So it kind of like ruins the fun of storm during hot weather. But yeah, Aerodrome, look for this. We got our rejection at 86 again, which we got back here June 16th. So if it continues and breaks below 76, then that has a potential to get to our neckline for a proper head and shoulders setup. Pinlink down 3.41% on the day, currently trading at 44.14. Phyllis said, JJ, you have a mouth like an 80-year-old crackhead lady. I mean, sometimes people swear a lot. I did retype it, I left out a word. Yeah, Pinlink 44.14. I like the higher low setup right now. It is struggling though. We do have a green dot on the momentum wave, which I don't know. We got a green candle on that same spot. So is that going to continue? That'd be cool. Higher low. W setup. Render's down 3.59% on the day. Yeah, Render's volume has been so non-existent. It's just strange. Because this thing was doing great not too long ago. And now it's just, it seems like no one's around that even wants to even consider purchasing any. Currently trading at 297. Look for it to close above 3. If not, then maybe 260s in the cards. It could be a little fake out close below 3 though. As of right now, there's no patterns jumping out at me. RSI is kind of chopping to the downside ever since June 23rd. Yeah. Polkadot is down 1.55% on the day. Currently trading at 330. So Polkadot, longer term, found support at 378, rejected at 4, broke below 378, confirmed that as resistance, continued to the downside, found support at 333, and broke below that, confirmed that as resistance, grabbed some liquidity at $3, broke above 333, and is now retesting it as support. It is sitting below it though. It is currently sitting at 329. If it gets back above 333 and closes above it, great. If not, then look for it to get back above 333 tomorrow. Could be a fake out, like a lot of these other coins have. Our momentum wave is pitching to the downside, so we might see some downside price action because of that. This is a lower low as well, indicating a potential macro downtrend for Polkadot specifically. CAS is down 4.42% on the day. We extended these lines because I think they stopped like right here, something like that. So we extended them, made a really, really, really thin pointy wedge. And the only reason I did that is because we kind of got back above that area for a hot second. Mr. Roberts said, hello, good people. Hey, JJ. What's going on, Mr. Roberts? Philly said, render did come down hard. I took the L and sold all my render months ago. Nice. It's been 100 days for 3. It's been 100 for 3 days in Philly. 90 today. It's about to storm here. And then tomorrow, 70. Nice. It would have dumped even harder. The storms have not cooled off the temperature here. It's just been hot. Like ridiculously hot. I will say the hose spigot on a job site, probably my favorite spot. We also got an ice cream truck the other day. Ooh, ice cream truck was amazing. How to said Blaze? Like the coin? You want me to look it up? I'm going to assume you're talking about the coin. Blaze. We got base of 238%. I'm going to assume it's this one. Whoa! $4.6 million market cap. Up 261% in the last 24 hours. The question is, when was this coin created? June 16th? Interesting. That's my anniversary. And my fiance's birthday. Interesting. Big buys right here. Somebody put 12 grand in. Wow. That's crazy. 12 grand is insane. Whew. So you got some big money buyers stepping in. I guess my only concern would be how young it is. I like that number 1 is liquidity. Number 3 is team finance. What's number 2? Somebody has 4%. Other than that, yeah, everything looks actually okay. 70K, like none of these are going to dump the price really too much. Number 2 probably would. 200K out of technically 400K liquidity. Yeah, 483 right here. That could send it down pretty hard. Just be careful. It looks great though, honestly. Like with those huge buys coming in and the liquidity protocol being number 1. It looks really good. There was a 58K buy. Jeez. It's fate. Don't tell me that. I don't even know if I have anything set up to be able to buy on base. I'll add it to the watch list though. I'll add it to the watch list. My fiance will talk me into buying the top later. Philly said the storms cool everything off, but the ground is so hot, it's radiating heat. Yeah, it doesn't help that I don't have air conditioning in my crappy little work van, so everything just is miserable at the end of the day no matter what. So Cass got back into this funky triangle. We rejected at first, broke above, broke back inside, tried to get above, little fake out, broke below, and now we're sitting underneath it with RSI sitting at 50 and the price at 737. I don't know. I do not know. If it's going to continue down, look for 689 to find support. It could do a halfway point liquidity pullback to, what is this, 7.2? And then use that to solidify a break above and then find support and continue to the upside. As of right now, so watch, wait, and see. If it could get back above the lower trend line, like 7.5, close at 7.5 would be awesome. Tom Salkscote said 12G investment for ants. Avalanche down 1.99% on the day. Beautiful bounce off of 1597. Break above 1756. Rejection at 1828. Found support temporarily at 1756. Eventually broke that support. And tried to get right back above with this wick and this current candle. Couldn't quite make it though. Currently sitting at 1722. Gets back above 1756 and closes. Great. If not, look for a liquidity pullback at the very minimum. 1675. And a potential retest of 1597. Chainlink is down 1.29% on the day. Chainlink is interesting to me because it charts so nice. It's doing the inverse head and shoulders thing like textbook, like it does. RSI is sitting right at 50, so is the momentum wave. You're sitting below your yellow trend line, which goes back quite a ways. What is that? September 2024. And then the blue one is newer. Goes back a little bit further. A lot of bit further. Is that it? Yeah. June 2023. Interesting. So there's definitely a prevailing trend here. And I think it's an uptrend. It's a pretty solid uptrend, I will say. Yeah, look at that. Literally 2023. 2 years later, uptrend. It looks pretty good to me. Worst case scenario, I would look for 850. I don't see Chainlink going any lower than 850. That's not financial advice though. I am a delirious degenerate, so don't listen to me when it comes to definitive price targets. As of right now, we're at 1296. If we hit 1268, look for support. If it breaks, 1239 is in the cards. I would love to close above our yellowy orange trend line, though. That would be perfect. But we'll see where she takes us. It looks almost mirrored. You got a big dip, little dip, big dip. Is it gonna do that? That'd be kind of cool. Doge is down 2.76% on the day, currently trading at 15.99. 16 would be awesome. We got a wick to the upside in this exact current candle, illustrating sell pressure. We got a nice bounce off of our lower trend line at 14.56. Neki Reki said, does it look that good though, Captain Degen? What? You gotta specify that coin. There's a delay on YouTube. Everybody makes fun of my goldfish memory. Does well look good. Alright, so Doge, this trend line goes all the way back to August of 2024, which isn't too far back, but this is... Where's the bear market bottom? Is that right here? I think it is, yeah. So bear market bottom goes all the way back here with that purpley trend line, which is a worst case scenario. Like that pipe? What's your token? Nothing actually. I would love to get some pipe tobacco though. I don't know if my fiance and my daughter would let me. I've asked vaguely a couple of times. I quit smoking just over 2 years ago, and I've been doing really good about it. But man, the pipe is tempting because I feel like I can sell the pipe. The pipe doesn't look as degenerative as a cigarette. You know, instead of like smoking a cigarette, sitting here with a pipe makes you feel like the fancy guy from Mr. Deeds or whatever. It's a little more fancy, so people don't frown upon it as much. So I can just get some pipe tobacco. I might think about it for like the next family gathering. See how mad my mom gets. Mr. Robert said, JJ, did you buy that streaming software to fix YouTube and X issue? I did not. I just uninstalled the software that I was using, but I did buy better RAM. So I think I can try it again with more RAM this time, because the RAM was more than likely the issue, especially with Chrome specifically. But I just haven't gotten around to trying it. Quitter. I will accept that. I will accept the quitter mantra. As long as I get to be the Fractal Farquad still, I'm happy. Philly said, JJ, why did Gork, not Grok, eat such a big D? I was a dummy and may have bought too much. Mr. Roberts, what issue with YouTube and X? I had multi-streaming software, and it was like causing all kinds of technical problems. So yeah, Doge 1598. Midpoint liquidity pullback would be probably 1575. Neki Reki said, throw some ganja in it, not financial advice. I'm more of a gummy guy. I don't know, my apartment smells like smoke all the time from my stinky neighbors. They get like the cheapest weed in the world, even though it's legal here. But I don't know. I'll have to take a weekend, go camping and smoke for sure. Definitely sounds like a fun way to unwind. But yeah, I microdose edibles like a true weenie. Polygon Matic Pole currently trading at 1728, down 2.7% on the day. We got a lovely this is a lower time frame inverse head and shoulders for sure that played out perfectly. Textbook target probably at 1580 that we hit back here. Since then, it has rejected, broke below 1787, and is sitting at 1728 right now, which could technically be a midpoint liquidity pullback. If we get a bounce here and break back above 1787, that would be best case scenario. Otherwise, 1660s in the cards for sure, and it would be a little dicey. Mr. Robert said fair. Philly said, I got to give it to JJ quitting cigarettes and haven't gone back once. He deserves major applause. Thank you so much, Philly. I think about it. I think about it all the time, and I think that what gets me by is knowing that if I actually did it, it would hurt. It would not feel the way that I want it to feel. So in my brain, I can imagine like, ooh, a cigarette would be so relieving, and that like me imagining it is a lot more rewarding, I think, than actually smoking and then being disappointed at the feeling. You know, it wouldn't be the same. It's not the same at all when you go back. So that's actually partially why I quit, because it started to make me feel like crap. There was no like there was the stress relief aspect, I suppose, but everything else sucked. My throat hurt. I was coughing all the time. It didn't taste good anymore. And then the vaping probably actually made it worse. Neki Reki said, card in hand, token Florida's finest. We don't actually, ours is just recreationally legal. It's literally everywhere in Michigan. You can't go around the block without seeing a store. And it's cheap. It is so cheap now. Not cheap in like a bad way, but like the good stuff you can get for like really good price. It's crazy. All right. NEAR is down 4.16% on the day. So NEAR has a lot of confluence with all of these lines. We got bounced off of 221, rejected at 234, broke below 221, midpoint liquidity pullback between $2 and 221, and a retest bearish confirmation at 221 resistance, bounce at midpoint, broke below, midpoint again, broke above, rejection again, confirming bearish or confirming resistance at 221 a second time, and now we're heading down, hopefully less violently. Hopefully we don't go crashing through 2 and 194 like we did before. If we could find support and then slowly work our way up, that would be great. Tom Scott said, don't do it. You go back and then it's a pain to stop again. The craving will go away. It definitely has tamed itself, for sure. Neki Reki said, I need to control my flesh bag and need to quit cigs yesterday. I need to control my flesh bag and need to quit cigs yesterday. I like it. Conviction. Conviction is, you know, I could probably honestly credit my conviction to quitting to crypto, at least partially. Philly said, if you think about it a lot and having the willpower to resist, that's a champ move. I think that's my coping mechanism. I was thinking about it, like imagining like, oh, this would feel really nice, and then not actually acting on it. Mr. Robert said, I took tomorrow off, and our company has Monday, Tuesday off for Canada Day. I'm going to visit the shed to set this off right. Nice. John Rambo said, can you take a look at Solana? Yes, I absolutely can, my friend. So yeah, NEAR, look for support at 2. 2 should be big psychological support for sure. Sol, currently trading at 138.88. So on Sol, excuse my messy charts. Some people make fun of them, but the lines are relevant. And I don't mind looking at it without it, but I'm probably going to draw the same stuff. Sol is in it was in like a descending broadening wedge. I guess technically, you could probably just argue it's a descending channel. Yeah, that actually looks better. So we're in a descending channel, which we've been in the past, and it broke bullish, but you did get 3 hits to the downside, 1, 2, 3. We currently have 1, 2, 3. So as of right now, we're sitting at 138.81. This purple line, let me make it a little bit thicker. This purple line right here is very, very relevant. So way back here, we had this gigantic flag that we were in. And right here, we had a beautiful inverse head and shoulders. We broke the neckline, rejected at the blue upper trend line, found support at our neckline, which confirmed that breakout, and then we blasted up to new all-time highs. Beautiful. So the blue line is very relevant, and the purple line is very relevant. So when we zoom back in, without ruining our descending channel, when we zoom back in, that purple line is very important. We don't necessarily have to close above it right this second, but it's going to be important later regardless. As long as we hold our support at our lower trend line, we'll be good to go. 138.88. Yeah, I mean, 125 is my last ditch effort for bearishness, but it looks okay right now. It's just doing a little pullback. RSI is chilling. Momentum wave is chilling. Guys, we got less than 1 minute remaining until the Bitcoin daily close contest, so make sure you guys get your guesses ready. Let me do my transition. All right. Let's see. Bitcoin currently trading at 106.918 and 50 cents. If you guys are unfamiliar with the daily close contest, basically, main thing you want to worry about is submitting your guess what you think the price of Bitcoin is going to be at the daily close. If you want me to explain the rest of the rules, I can. Just let me know. There's a chance for you to win $15, $100, or just bragging rights. You have to nail the first 6 or all 8 digits in order to get the money prizes, though. Get your guesses in for the daily close contest, ladies and gentlemen. Billy said, I can't do edibles as much as I want anymore. I have a wacky side effect. It makes my feet and hands feel cold all the way down to the bone. Oh, that's crazy. Does the fiance smoke or non-smoker? So she quit smoking years before me, actually. So I just kind of didn't care to quit. Billy also said, Mr. Robbers, I used to go to Montreal all the time for Canada Day. That was a killer cycling event. I've been thinking about getting a bike. Is that weird? Neki Reki said, gummies edibles aren't strong enough for me. Have to eat the whole dang bag, so switch to distillate and in the syringe and push it under the tongue and let her rip tater chip. See, I'm such a weenie, such a lightweight that I literally, I'm not even joking, I microdose edibles. Like I get a gummy and I'll cut a little piece off of it. I'm not even joking. And I literally microdose it like you would microdose anything else. We got a guess from Tom Selleck's GOAT for the daily close contest. 107050. Yeah, anybody that wants to participate in the daily close contest, you are more than welcome to. We only allow the first 12 entries. And we don't usually fill up, so don't worry about that. But the deadline is at 7:55 p.m. So it's up to you guys to track the clock. It is very, like, there's a delay with YouTube, so don't rely on me specifically saying time's up. Close, it is Price is Right rules, so if you guess over it all, your guess is pretty much thrown out the window. Closest without going over wins bragging rights. If you nail the first 6 digits, you win $15. If you nail all 8, which is just including the change, then you win $100. Also, sometimes, for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't let you submit your guess. It thinks it's a phone number or a link or something, so you might have to put some letters and numbers in there. Maybe not numbers, just put letters in between the numbers. John Rambo coming in with a guess. 107120. I like it. Mr. Roberts said Montreal can be fun for sure, Philly. Neki Reki said it's been years, but if I'm microdosing anything, shroomy shroom, I can't do hallucinogens. I'll freak out. I will freak out, and I think that's why I microdose weed gummies, because I think I would freak out if I got like really high. I did once recently, and it was really fun. Like I took too much of a microdose. I took like a macrodose, and it was really funny. My daughter's 14 years old, and she has this this book that has like all these secrets and stuff in it. She thought she found a phone number, so she's like, "Ooh, I think I found a secret phone number." And I was like, "Okay, tell me it. I'll call it." And I'm typing it on my phone. She's reading it off. I'm typing it, and then I'm looking at my phone, and I was like, "Oh, And I go, okay, wait a minute, give me the number again. And she goes, why? And I was like, I put it in the calculator. I typed the phone number into the calculator. It was pretty stupid. We got 1 minute and 17 seconds remaining for you guys to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Philly said, Neki edibles make me feel silly. Takes about 90 minutes for me to begin feeling it, but I love it. The YouTube delay from speaking to when we hear you talk, the delay is about 40 seconds. Interesting. All right, guys. There is 60 seconds remaining on the clock for you guys to get your guesses in for the daily close contest. At this moment, we only have 2 participants. Plenty of room. Bitcoin currently trading at 106,951 even. Nice big fat green candle there. Looking good, looking good. 39 seconds remaining on the clock. Also, cheers. Happy Thursday, everybody. Billy said I'm sitting the daily closeout today. Not feeling it. Okay, that's fair. That is your right to do so. 106,957 and 50 cents. 15 seconds left on the clock. Oh, Neki Reki, let me type you in 1 second. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Time's up. All right, let me get Neki Reki in there. He did get in before time's up. Oh, Mr. Roberts, I'll count you as well. 106,930.2. And Mr. Roberts coming in with 106,897 even. All right, I like it. Let's get these bad boys sorted. And since there's not that many, we'll put them all up on the board. We got John Rambo with 107,120. We get time selects here at 107,050. We got Neki Reki 106,930 and 20 cents. 106,930 20 cents. Yep. And last but not least, we got Mr. Roberts with 106,897. Oops, that's embarrassing. 106,897. Okay, there we go. Mr. Roberts. All right. At the moment, the price is 106,929 and 63 cents. Currently in Mr. Roberts' court, very, very close to Neki Reki. Neki Reki's first time participating. Same with John Rambo. Welcome to the channel, guys. I don't know if you guys lingered before and you're just now being active in the chat, but appreciate you guys stopping by no matter what. And for smashing the like button. Subscribe if you enjoy the show. Tyler's freaking out. Philly said, JJ, when you type times up in the chat, I hear you say it in 40 seconds. I clocked it a couple of times. Yeah, that checks out. 40 seconds seems about right. Okay, I'm playing after all. My guess is 1 million. Too bad. Tyler said, wait, does that mean I get into? No, you were a little too late, Tyler. I'm sorry. Sorry, bud. You got to get in a little bit early. Mr. Roberts and Neki Reki. Neki Reki was in. Mr. Roberts was like right at the last, like there was 2 seconds had gone by. Mr. Roberts submitted. Mr. Roberts said, Philly, are you timing that on a chronograph watch? It has to be an atomic clock. Guys, Bitcoin currently trading at 106,914 and 71 cents. Currently, Mr. Roberts is in the lead. Remember, it is closest without going over. Tyler said it was 1 minute on my clock. That's too bad. You need an atomic clock. Billy said, Mr. Roberts, yes. And I calibrated seconds just before I clock him. Mr. Roberts said I ran back from the shed. I could just see that. For some reason, I can visualize that. You like knocking your kids over. Get out of my way! We got 1 minute and 59 seconds remaining on the clock. Bitcoin deciding to flatline right here. Tyler said, I always vote to let people in late. I'm upset. I'm sorry, Tyler. I still love you. What's funny is today's daily close prize was submitted by J Shear 2.0, and he is not here to participate. Mr. Robert said, hell yeah, Billy, I like watches too. I like watches. I've never actually purchased an expensive watch, but Honestly, if I ever accumulate FU money, or I'm sorry, when I accumulate FU money, a watch will probably be one of the things that I spend some of that money on. All right, we got 1 minute, 22 seconds remaining on the clock. Bitcoin 106,914. Oh, there we go. Necky Recky now in the lead, 106,932 and 82 cents, just like that. 1 minute, 13 seconds remaining on the clock. That's how quick the game can change. The 1 minute chart, honestly, very entertaining. I think we should do a special segment in a stream soon where we try and trade the 1 minute. I think that'd be a lot of fun. JSU 2.0 said, yo, sub family. Cheers to who wins, LMAO. JSU 2.0, very excited for the winner. The person who provided our prize generously today. Bitcoin 106,932 and 82 cents. This is the candle that will determine the fate of our winner at this moment. Necky Recky is in the lead with 36 seconds left. $28 seconds left. Necky Recky still in the lead, but we've seen it can change on a dime in a quick millisecond. We've literally watched, usually at the close, the price moves literally right at the last second. Like the last microsecond. Whatever the 1/10 of a millisecond is, that's the amount of time. 5, 4, 3, there we go, 2, 1. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. The daily close for Bitcoin is 106,947 and 6 cents. Congratulations, Necky Recky, on your victory. I do believe that this is your first time participating as well, so congratulations on that. That is pretty sick. You were closest without going over, so you win bragging rights and a lovely photo. With a guess of 106,930 and 20 cents. Very cool. Oh, geez, I'm hacking the mainframe. Changing the price. Changing the price on the chart. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat for our victor, Necky Recky. Congratulations on your victory. Very cool. Let me go back to the 4-hour time frame. Lovely close for Bitcoin. Actually, a little bit red, a little bit red. Is it a flag, though? I kind of see a little flag. I don't mind it. We also have to update our liquidation heat map. But at this moment, we got to do the prize and everything. Necky Recky now on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat. Congratulations, Necky Recky, on your victory. Let me add you to the winner's Google Doc. Necky Recky, are you Canadian? Let me know. We're tracking it. Legally, you are obligated to tell me. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, can I get a drum roll, please? Remember, today's prize was graciously provided by... Okay, I found it. Graciously provided via DM by JShear 2.0. So, drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of today's daily close contest. With a guess of 106,930 and 20 cents, and an actual Bitcoin daily close of 106,947 and 6 cents. Closest without going over. Necky Recky's prize is a banana, specifically for baking banana bread. This banana came from the work refrigerator from JShear 2.0. Provided via DM very graciously. Thank you very much, JShear 2.0. Necky Recky, congratulations on your victory. You can share this banana with a friend, with a family member. You can share it with your peers. You can share it with the people that you competed with, against, in the daily close contest. Whatever you do, you are legally obligated to remove it from the premises, so you cannot leave it here. But congratulations. All right. Let's see. We're getting a little bit green here. That's exciting. Exciting stuff. Did we finish going through the charts? I think we had chilies left still. Congratulations, Necky Recky. Once again on your victory. Very cool. Exciting stuff. Billy said, but I do have some nice watches. I have 3 fossils, 2 diesel watches, 1 boss watch, and my most expensive one is Carrera watch. David Betts said you have a great stream and don't know why you don't have thousands of viewers already. Thank you very much, David Betts. I appreciate that. It's because you guys aren't sharing the stream. Tyler said, what the F is that? It's a banana for baking banana bread, Tyler. I just hope I don't slip on that peel. I don't know if I feel like that peel will fossilize the second you touch it. It just turns, it's actually charcoal. The entire banana is petrified. It's been replaced with lime or whatever fossils are made out of. All right, let's see. Gosh, the chai latte is delicious. All right, we were on Chili's. Looks like Chili's closed red on the day, I'm assuming. What's interesting is this candle right here. There was obviously a lot of sells, but that's a lot of volume right there. We do have a lower trend line that we've been watching for Chili's specifically. I like that we're going a little more sideways instead of down. We've been very down, and now we're kind of going sideways, which I'm totally okay with. RSI looks like it might be about to cross. It's actually starting to curl up, it seems. We'll have to see where the price ends up, but right now we're at 34.09. And I would not be surprised if it continued to the downside, but because I'm saying that, and assuming that, it's probably going to go up, which would be great. That would be great for the Chili's holders. Silver, very, very calm, actually. Still sitting at 36.60, which is awesome. MicroStrategy got a little bit choppy today. DXY, a little bit dumpy today. NASDAQ, ooh, NASDAQ looks amazing. Wow, look how green that is. And the S&P also looks wonderful. Currently sitting at 61.46, which is actually the all-time high. It's sitting at 61.40. 61.46 is that all-time high resistance, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the all-time high. Let me see. Let's zoom way the heck in. Right here. Pay attention right here. See where the letter C is? That's the closing price. So when I hover over this candle, right here, our closing price, 61.44.14. Okay. Okay, that's not what we want, though. We want the high. My bad. The H. 61.47.43. There we go. So that is the current all-time high on the S&P 500. Or SPX, whatever. Currently it's 61.40, and the high is 61.46.52. So we're $1 below the current all-time high. David Betts said, hit the like and post it on X. Appreciate you, David. Tyler said, I didn't get in anyways because JJ is gay. It is Pride Month, Tyler. Mr. Robert said, cool feeling. Having more than a few makes a fit for sure. Necky Brecky said, hey, newbie doobie doo. David Betts said, I hear pros and cons on Circle stock long term, but I'm sticking to my bag. But damn, the market really tries to mess with my head. Dude, Circle, I can't believe how great that thing performed. It's getting a little pullback, but wow. Wow. And I'm so bummed because I was like, I'm not going to buy that. I'm going to buy it when it goes lower. It launched, went up, had like a retrace, which is just like a, I don't know, a flat line. And then it exploded some more. Same thing, flat line, exploded. This time it actually had a proper retrace, but it's literally, I mean, like, what is it even down from the peak? Peak candle body close, it is down to, okay, 24% is pretty significant for a stock, but in comparison, this first time right here, I was like, I'm not going to buy any. It's about to come back down further. If I would have bought that, even right now, the current price that it's sitting at, if I would have bought the peak of this, I'd be up 82%. If I would have bought this, I'd be up 38%. That's huge. Those are huge gains. So I kind of feel like I fumbled the bag. I will say my only concern specifically with Circle is that there are going to be other stable coins as well. Obviously, USDC and USDT have first mover advantage. I don't think anyone's ever going to really hold a candle to them. But if there's like, if each state has their own stablecoin and stuff, which I think Wyoming is already exploring, then it's going to get a little, I don't know if watered down is the right word, convoluted. What would be interesting is if you could aggregate them for network cost, and if there was one I guess there's going to be stable baskets, I assume, in the future, where you can get USDC, USDT, let's call it USDW for Wyoming, and all the other stable coins. You just put your money in there, and you know for sure it's $1 because it's a basket made up of different stable coins. That's what I imagine it's going to be like in the future. Neki Becky said, new to channel, but reading technicals, I'm the OG. Noob. Okay, supposed to say noob to channel. Appreciate you, Neki Becky. Mr. Robert said, is it fact that my drum roll in oil drum barrels going unnoticed? I thought that was funny as shit. I was just in the shed though. Did we? Oh, I get it. Nike Recky said, shoot, I'm on Kraken. My XRP is on Kraken. I just put my bananas on Kraken. Quasi said, yo, what's going on, Quasi? Happy Thursday. Billy said, Mr. Roberts, I heard it. Mr. Roberts said, David Betts, I didn't get into Circle. I was late. Did you get a good entry? You know, I was looking at Circle and Coinbase coin, and both of them exploded, and I literally fumbled both of them. I fumbled Roblox. I'm great at like calling stocks without actually saying I'm calling this or I'm gonna buy this. I'm just like, I'm looking at this, and then I never buy it, and then it blows up, and then I'm like, oh man, I remember saying I was looking at this way back here, and now it's like 750% higher. I just gotta start putting $10 into everything that I talk about. Vahid said, when moon? Soon. Soon gives me plausible deniability, so I just always say soon. Billy said, I bought Circle at the high the other day. It went down to 50 later. I'm such an idiot for buying the highs. Vahid 2059, a couple years away. David Betts said, Mr. Roberts, I got in at 31. And Mr. Roberts said, David, hell yeah, bro, great entry. Yeah, 31's amazing. Are you kidding me? Crazy? What? Where? On what? Yeah, I gotta start trusting your gut. I just have to commit to stocks. Dude, Roblox was the worst one. Actually, that's not true. I think Reddit was the worst one. I've been saying for forever, I'm like, I should buy it's literally only gotten worse. I shouldn't have pulled this up. Damn it. Dude, oh, I gotta catch one of these monster. What is that even from? February? Yeah, dude, I fumbled this so freaking hard. Is that $105? Gosh, I was so bummed. And then Reddit went public. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy some Reddit now that it's public. And I did. And then I think I sold it because it was like sideways and boring and laggy. And then it like it was around here. And then it went bam. They came out and they were like, we're making money now. And they're doing amazing. I could actually, now might not be a bad time to buy. People like Reddit. But they're profitable now. They're publicly traded and allegedly profitable. I don't know. I just gotta bite the bullet and buy some stocks, man. Build myself a portfolio. Congratulations, Neki Reki, once again on your victory. Robinhood gave members upon entry. Mr. Robert said, I do trust the gut for sure. Missed that one though. All good. Yeah. Yeah. It's more, I guess, committing to the gut for me. Because I trust my gut. In my brain, I'm like, oh, Roblox is gonna do so good. And then on paper, I'm like, well, I'm gonna put my money into crypto again this week. Maybe I should. I guess I need to diversify my dollar cost average. Diversify cost average. I don't know. We'll workshop that. Anyways, we got some news articles. Bitcoin currently trading at 107.63. Oh, 107.74 and 7 cents. Looking good. I don't know. There might not be too many today. So we talked about this yesterday. Bill Pulte, Michigan native, by the way. The president of the FHA or whatever. FHFA. Made it so that your cryptocurrency can qualify you for a mortgage as like assets. Now, the only issue that I've seen is that you are required to have this cryptocurrency on a centralized exchange in order for it to qualify. But this guy made a post and I wanted to read it because I thought it was a great point. He said, as a former mortgage banker, let me be very clear. The FHFA just issued a directive for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to begin considering cryptocurrency as an asset in mortgage risk assessments without converting to USD. This is massive. We are talking about the two giants that hold over $7 trillion in housing loans now prepping to allow digital assets as reserves for single-family loans. You will soon be able to use your crypto stack as part of your home loan qualifications. No more sell to qualify. No more crypto doesn't count. This opens the floodgates for true adoption and marks the beginning of a tokenized housing market backed by the U.S. mortgage system. This isn't speculation. This isn't hopium. This is policy, and it's effective immediately. This is freaking legendary, and Bill Pulte, a Michigan native, made it happen. What a freaking legend. Next, a friendly reminder, U.S. tariffs begin again on July 9th after a 90-day pause. We're going to see in all of these news articles, there's a lot of countries scrambling to get something done now. Let's see. Oh, I said, JJ, why are you giving him a black banana as a prize? It was a prize provided by JShear 2.0. We can't afford a grandiose prize every single day, Philly. Sometimes we got to give somebody something left over from the fridge at work. David Bet said I'm diversified kinda, Solana Circle, and DFDV stock. Neki Reki said I trusted my gut unless I had Taco Bell. At that point, I ain't trusting shit, pun intended. I might go and get Taco Bell now. Not because of the poop part, though. I just want food. Billy said, Neki, if you eat Taco Bell every day, you need to thank your reliable toilet. Jashir said, went back and watched the prize reveal. Thank you very much, JShear 2.0. If you would like to provide a prize for the Daily Close contest, feel free to direct message me either on X or Discord. Discord link in the description, as well as my X account. Please don't send any actual penis photos. What if I said, this is just Trump saying completed? Apparently it is. Bitcoin still 107.31 and 1 penny. Neki Ricky said, nice. Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah. Mr. Roberts said, LOL. And Philly said, OMG, remember this? In the early 90s, Philly had an alternative nightclub called the Black Banana. Mr. Roberts said, Jay Waters, sup fellas? Alright, next we got publicly traded gold miner Bluebird just raised millions more to buy Bitcoin. Even gold bugs have Bitcoin FOMO. Let's go. Peter Schiff is pissed. We got new home sales in the U.S. fall 13.7% month over month. This one is my favorite because every time I talk about anything to do with housing or anything like that on X, everyone's like, if you can't afford the interest rates, you can't afford a house. Ugh. Like, why would I buy a house today for the same bottom dollar, but my monthly payment is twice as much than it would be if I just wait a couple of months for interest rates to go down? Why that? And then they're like, well, there's just going to be more people buying. I don't think that there is. It's literally dropping 13.7% right now. People aren't buying homes. People don't have money to buy homes. It's ridiculous. And it's because of interest rates. I don't know. It cracks me up. They're like, they're only going to go up. Clearly it's not. Watcher Guru posted, General Electric Appliances announces not 490 million U.S. investment plan to relocate manufacturing from China to Kentucky. Nice. Philly said, I need a shower. I smell like a foot. Gave a $10 super chat. Appreciate it, Philly. I will say, if you wanna do text to speech, I do believe that you can go in the description of the stream and donate through here, and it should read it out loud. Don't quote me on that. We haven't tested it yet. I should actually test it with my own money. But I appreciate that, Philly. Thank you very much. We're still trying to figure out for sure the text-to-speech thing. Tom Salkscoat said, they all doing what you doing. Yeah, that's exactly. So if you're going to buy when rates go down, guess what they are going to do? That's what everyone keeps saying, but we'll see. I'm okay with buying a ghetto house and fixing it. I think that's the issue. Tom Salkscoat said, you can refi with lower your rate when they come down, if they come down. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing, honestly. We got US Q1 2025 GDP was revised down by 0.3% points to down by 0.5%, confirming the first quarterly contraction since Q1 2022. Personal consumption was revised by lower by 0.7 percentage points to 0.5 plus 0.5, making the weakest quarter since the 2020 pandemic. This also marked the second downward revision after the minus 0.5 percentage point revision on May 29th. As a result, consumer spending contributed just 0.31% to the GDP print, down from 1.21% in Q4 2024. Meanwhile, the core PCE price index was revised up by 0.1 percentage points to plus 3.8. Tariffs are shifting the U.S. economy. Interesting. We got the odds of an interest rate cut by September FOMC now stand at 88%. We're probably going to see a couple of these repeating. Breaking probability of a 25 basis point interest rate cut at next FOMC meeting, 34 days away, July 25th, jump to 26.9%. Director of Digital Assets says the U.S. is committed to passing crypto market structure legislation by September. The odds of an interest rate cut by September FOMC have soared to 94% now. In case you forgot, President Trump's 90-day tariff pause now only has 13 days remaining. This means without any new trade deals on July 9th, tariff rates will rise as follows. Country-specific reciprocal tariffs return. Tariffs of up to 50% on EU imports. 30% tariffs on Chinese imports remain in effect. Global 10% baseline tariffs remain in effect. The S&P 500 is now 1,200 points higher than it was April 9th when the 90-day pause was announced. The trade war will soon take the spotlight again. Trump said he signed a trade deal with China. That is not alleged. He actually did say that he signed a trade deal with China. So we have allegedly signed a trade deal with China. Go check Bitcoin again really quick. 106.65 or 107.65.69. But he said lucky Americans and their 30-year mortgage with no need to renew. Mr. Roberts said up here we have to renegotiate mortgages every 3 to 5 years. The only people that can navigate that are people plugged into the market. The other 99% take the bank's advice and generally get effed. My brother-in-law bought a house, and his lender guy, or whoever, was like, "Oh, don't lock in your rate. They're gonna lower. They're gonna lower. They're gonna lower." And the rate just kept going up, 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 up. And he was like, "You suck." And he ended up locking in his rate like 1.5% higher than it was when he signed. That's so messed up. Billy said, David, I'm so pissed at Solana. Vahid, are Canadian mortgages that much different? Billy said, Mr. Roberts, yikes. Vahid said, yes. Neki Reki said, I don't know, but y'all, but like Trump, I'm just getting tired of winning. I'm also getting tired of winning, Neki Reki. I am so tired of winning. It's ridiculous. Philly said, Vahid, what's the max year loans on mortgages? Honestly, I would settle for a 45-year mortgage right now. I don't care if I'm paying twice as much for the damn house. As long as my month-to-month is affordable. You can take all my freaking money for the rest of my life, dude. They're going to take it anyways. I'd rather have a house than a fucking apartment. Anyways, it's a done deal. The Fed has greenlit the SLR rules in their meeting yesterday. This means top 5 banks can have free leverage to buy U.S. Treasuries. This is the exact same form of stealth quantitative easing used in 2020 after COVID. We gonna go up. Board members listen to staff present in an open meeting on proposed revisions to the board's supplementary leverage ratio standards. Number go up. That's a big-ass table. What is going on at this ginormous table? Jeez. Vahid said they recently introduced 30-year with some conditions, and 25 is common max, but like Robert says, you have to renew every 3 to 5 years. 25 is crazy. There's 15-year mortgages here. I'm like, who can afford that, man? But some people just make a crap ton of money. We got another one, Trump and Lutnick. We made a deal with China 2 days ago. According to reports, this agreement, signed on June 24, 2025, builds on a framework established in Geneva last month and includes provisions for China to supply rare earths and fully processed magnets to the U.S. What do we need magnets for? Are magnets that important? They're part of a trade deal? That seems so random. Am I crazy? The deal aims to ease export restrictions and maintain current tariff levels at 55%, avoiding higher tariffs previously threatened. 55 seems crazy. Am I crazy? This doesn't sound like a trade deal to me. It sounds like We just got more incentive while leaving everything the same. That's why the market's confused. Okay, Letnex said, I just listened to, this one's great. I just listened again to Jerome Powell testify. He goes out of his way to call out tariff price increases potentially adding to inflation, as if he's seen some, but in fact, he testifies that over the last 2.5 months, such inflationary price increases have not materialized. Zero. He literally states that the overall inflation picture is pretty positive. What he avoids discussing is the incredible revenue increase the US has received from these tariffs. Our current run rate exceeds $30 billion per month. $30 billion per month in cash received by the US Treasury to reduce our deficit and lower the amount we need to borrow. Low inflation coupled with impressive increased revenues is why our interest rates should be lowered. Lower interest rates will reduce our deficit by dropping our borrowing costs and will spur economic growth, which drives tax revenues even higher. Win, win, win. That's why President Trump calls Powell a loser, because Powell would rather ignore the tariff revenues and keep U.S. rates the highest in the world for a first-class country because he's afraid to act. Each 1% cut saves the U.S. hundreds of billions of dollars in interest payments. He should help our economy grow while shrinking our deficit. It is a simple formula. There is no inflation. He just testified to it. Just cut our interest rates, our deficit will naturally shrink, and our economy will soar. Jerome Powell, your job is to help Americans, not hurt them. So do your job and cut our absurdly high interest rates at your next meeting. Dude, that's so good. He fucked him up. Nanky Recky said, yeah, bro, how else you gonna get stuck without magnets? Mega magnificent magnets, big beautiful magnets, huge. That is so random, dude. The magnets are the most random thing I think I've ever seen. They're going to provide us with a really good trade deal, great trade deal. We're going to get minerals, heavy metals, tariffs, and magnets. We're going to get a lot of magnets. Those things that you put in your refrigerator, there's not enough. We don't have enough of them. We need more. We need more magnets for your refrigerator. What the hell do we put magnets in where we need them to be a part of a trade deal with China? That is the craziest thing I've ever heard of. Magnets. Why magnets? That seems so random to me. All right, next we got Trump live at White House event 3 hours ago. Trump, we just signed a deal with China on Wednesday. Would be helpful if Fed lowered interest rates. Trump on Fed Powell, we have to fight this guy. Trump hints at potential trade deal with India, saying an agreement may be coming soon. Well, they better hurry up. Fahid said, banks just being annoying here. Nagy Recky said, magnets for real are in everything. Sensor, electric vehicles, a lot of shit. That's crazy, dude. I guess I never really knew the importance of them. You know what's funny is magnets will destroy your phone screen. So I'm curious to know, because I'm sure it's going to happen soon. When is there going to be something poorly designed to where, like, if you have your phone in your pocket or something and you, like, walk by it wrong, your phone just ruined, like, fried? There's going to be some kind of recall. Kind of like LiDARs burning holes in people's freaking camera lenses on their phones. The LiDAR laser just goes, like, just destroys people's phones. But he said, plus they check credit each time if necessary. Interesting. What do you do if your credit's suddenly bad? Do they just remove your... What do they do then? That's so weird. Top South Squad said wind turbines, smartphones, headphone, and hard drives, military hardware, missiles, jets. That's just so crazy. I guess I never knew they were that relevant. Interesting. You learn something new every day. We got Binance founder CZ says the current American dream is to own a home. How true is that? The future American dream will be to own 0.1 Bitcoin, which will be more than the value of a house in the US. That's crazy. Billy said remove their tariffs on the USA. No, apparently just give us a crap ton of magnets. I'm hating on Powell right now. Tariffs may screw with the market, but sometimes tariffs are necessary. The market always recovers anyway, but the other countries need to do the right. I think if it was going to be that detrimental to society, it would have happened already. I think Powell is literally just being an asshole because he doesn't like Donald Trump. Mr. Robert said, it's an interesting question, Philly. An economy with 30-year fixed mortgages versus renewal every 3 to 5 is something I want to deep dive for sure. I think mortgages are kind of a meme. Just rent to own, man. Why do I gotta qualify and sign a bunch of crap? 2008 housing crisis. I'm like, what if these mortgages were just backed by garbage? We got Coinbase to launch perpetual style crypto futures in the US on July 21st. Very exciting. Everyone's going to get wrecked, dude, when this happens. This might honestly be what spurs the bull run. Retail in the US being able to leverage trade on a trusted exchange. Philly said magnets don't F with the screen. This isn't true. It is true. Philly, please don't do it. Guys, don't listen to Philly. Do not put a magnet up to your phone screen. It will destroy the screen. It does it with every kind of screen. Watcher Guru, we got the White House official says Bitcoin is digital gold and it's the United States' best interest to accumulate as much Bitcoin as we could possibly get. Philly said, I have some strong magnets. Yeah, you could destroy your phone with them too. We got European Union. This is funny because right after the people start updating about the trade deal deadline or whatever, European Union suddenly considering lowering tariffs on U.S. imports. Okay. We got President Trump says he officially signed a trade deal with China. Bitcoin in the 107s again. Yeah, dude, it looks good. 107, 171, and 38 cents. Top Stock Scout said, when can I buy my house on Klarna? Yeah, dude, give me that. Give me anything, man. I just want a damn house. Like, I don't care. Klarna would be hilarious. How many payments are on a mortgage? 30 years. It's just 12 times 30. 360. Klarna's like with 360 easy payments of $1,200. We got European Union says it's ready to make a trade deal with the U.S. Of course they are. This lady, she kind of looks funny. She looks European. S&P 500 futures officially enter new all-time high territory. Crazy. Billy said, JJ, when you buy your house, will you use APR or APY? I don't know what either of those mean. APR is percentage return. APY is percentage yield. Am I wrong? I have no idea. Mr. Robert said, oh, well, sorry. I was still on the 1 minute chart. And I was like, that looks so good. Let's go on the 1 minute. Does it look that good? Oh, it does look pretty good. Dude, just this performance, honestly. Even with alts kind of getting a little doo-doo, a little poo-poo, this right here, this sick, just monstrous recovery, and it was very much out of nowhere. It's pretty awesome. Like, we had this giant wick, a little sideways, giant wicks, or giant candles, and then just uptrend. And now we're taking a little breather. Looks good, man. The Heat said, when Fartcoin farts. My favorite meme so far with the crypto-backed mortgage thing is the Fartcoin mortgages. Opti said APR, what you make without compounding. Okay. APY, what you make with compounding. What does that have to do with a house? Mr. Roberts said, wait, what the hell is Recky's prize? This is a banana specifically perfectly prepared for making banana bread. It is not at all old and possibly poisonous. It is perfectly healthy for use in banana bread baking only. It was provided very graciously by our very own J Shear 2.0. Thank you, J Shear 2.0. Let's see, what do we got? Anything in single digits yet? Nothing. Renders at 0.5 almost. Very close to 0.5 in the green. We got SNEK 0.59 in the green. Very nice. Billy said, JJ, one has an adjustable rate. I don't know if I can listen to a word you're saying now, Phil. You're telling me to put a magnet up to my phone screen. Billy does electronics repair, so it is in his best interest to get people to break their phones. So, Don't listen to him. He's the guy selling the shovels and pickaxes. All right, we got through all of our news. Let's go do a quick portfolio update. Our 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is down, what is that, $208 to $209. It's actually worse off today than it was yesterday. Yesterday we were doing pretty good. Today, we've literally gone down more, which is weird. Yeah, dude, ADA is just falling on this chart. That's crazy. Currently being held up by Proppy, Fetch, Sol, Render, and Aptos, being dragged down by Ondo, Shib, ADA, Near, and Doge. Next, we got our Memecoin portfolio is down $217. SNEK still the worst performer. WIF number 1. Is WIF in profit? WIF is in profit, $27. Interesting. Pepe's down like $7. Gig is down 62, and Doge is down 64. And last but not least, Narrative portfolio still in profit, $21.91, looking good. This portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one real world asset coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, and one gaming coin, and it is absolutely killing it. Currently, only 2 assets are in the negative. We got VeChain down $26 and Mana down $11. Tau is in profit $11. Fetch is in profit $15, and Pepe is in profit $31. This portfolio is just a performer, man. Honestly, I also see an inverse head and shoulders here, but I think that this big spike might negate the neckline. So we do got 3 hits to the downside still. That's kind of bullish. Got a cherry pick. All right, let's refresh our liquidation heat map because we didn't do that at the beginning of the stream like we normally do. Go to 12 hour. Oh, look at that. They already got us set up for our weekend range. Isn't interesting. 106,768. I need to eat. 106,768. When did I do a pink line? What the heck? Make that bad boy green. All right. Then we got 105,917. And then up above, got 108,006. And then, I guess I'll go right here, 108,934. Okay. So these are our little range areas that we're going to be possibly stuck in Friday and Saturday. Friday, I'm not so sure. Saturday, usually the weekend range is established by the liquidation heat map Friday night. And it's only Thursday right now, so let's see. Tishu sent a link. Mr. Robert said, Philly's starting the weekend early just like me. Tishu said, do some math calculations and you'll understand the difference between APY and APR. With the link, I mean. Okay, I'll check that out. Philly said, Mr. Roberts, not really. I got stuff to do tomorrow. Then beach for the weekend. Neki Reki said, I just put that big, black, beautiful banana in my tailpipe. Billy said, JJ, forget the magnets. I meant one is fixed rate, the other is variable. Oh. Mr. Roberts said, JJ, would you start a new way after we thought alt season would start port as well? Yeah, yes, I would. Fahid said, like the stream and subscribe. Definitely listen to Fahid. And Mr. Roberts said, teach you. Hello, good one. All right. Congratulations, Neki Reki, once again on your victory. What do we got? Anything going on in the market? SNEK is at 0.69 now. Nice. Very nice. Render's at 0.54. Slowly grinding to the upside. Nothing really crazy to report. Something happened in like the last 2 or 3 days. My portfolio is just all kinds of messed up. Let's see. When would our way after we thought alt season was going to start portfolio start? Uh-oh. I don't like that. The break below our purple got me a little spooked. What could this be? Uh-oh. I hope that's not something. Eat the banana, brother. Teacher said, hey, Mr. Roberts. Yeah, it was a good calculator. Useful. Say you have an HYSA and want to know how much you'll get. It's easy with that tool. Billy said, I'm laying in a tanning bed right now, making my phone run hot, so tanning bed's not compatible with phones. What are you, Christmas with the cranks? I never took Philly for somebody who would lay in a tanning bed ever. I've been getting pretty burned on the job site. My coworker is like straight from Mexico, so I show up on the job site. I'm applying sunscreen because I'm a ginger. Like, my skin is white. You guys can see how white my skin is. So I have to put sunscreen on, or I will literally end up like this banana. And he goes, is that hand cream? Is that lotion? Like, what? It's sunscreen. And he just kind of looked at me like he didn't know what the hell I was talking about. And I was like, damn, they don't even have sunscreen in Mexico? What the hell? That's, I think, the whitest I've ever felt in my entire life. Like, skin color and just, like, white people in general. I felt pretty damn white. Alright, total 3. Tishu said, JJ, if JJ asks me again what HYSA is, I'll send him I am GTFY again. Did I ask what that was before? I saw. Billy said, wow, I didn't see this till now. Nike's guess for Bitcoin close, an actual only $17 difference. Yep. It's a pretty close one. First time too, that's pretty crazy. Let's go look at total 2 really quick to see if I can make myself slightly less frightened. Ooh, I kind of like this test of 1.1 trill. So we get a bounce off that lower trend line, break above 1.1, retest. If we could smash through 1.17 and retest, that would be cool. Interesting. So, I mean, this fractal is clearly garbage. Look at how different that was there. That's crazy. What a mess. Ooh, what if that's what we're doing, though? I can't even talk. What if that's what we're doing, though? Like, right. Let me do that, maybe? I kind of like that. Wow. I suddenly made that crappy fractal a good fractal. Why was I looking for a breakout right here? Was that before I moved the fractal? July 30th? I'm going to move it back. Yeah. Look for that. So, descending, broadening wedge at the moment. Getting a little messy. But it's kind of quiet. I do like the retest of 1.1 trillion. Does JJ know what HYSA is, or is he full degen on crypto? Of course I know what HYSA is. And I'm not looking it up right now on the other screen. It's a high yield savings account. Everybody knows that. There's no such thing as high yield savings account. I refuse to acknowledge the idea that that could even exist. They're just stealing your money so that they can use it to profit off of it themselves. And they give you a small portion. But inflation and dollar cost or dollar printing makes it so that it's not even worth it. I've gone full tinfoil. JJ has 2 hobbies, fixing his roof and losing on crypto shit. Fixing my roof. I don't have a house, Philly. Why would I fix my roof? I'm not in a tanning bed ass. It was sarcasm and Philly driver humor. I like it when you have to explain the joke. It makes it so much funnier. Necky Recky said too late, like Jerome Powell was offering my nanner, but made nanner pudding. I could go for some pudding, dude. The homemade little packets that the Jello brand company makes. Those are so yummy. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? We were getting a little green, a little pumpy for a hot second, and then it came right back down. Everything's red all of a sudden. How boring. Powell just needs to leave already. Yeah. I hope that his legacy is remembered as somebody who sucked ass and nobody fucking liked. You guys see that weird, like, there was like a weird hidden camera interview with somebody that supposedly works at the Fed? And they're like, right now, the idea is that, like, we don't like Trump in the government. And I was like, what the fuck? What a weird thing to say. Like, if you're serving public office, you should not give two craps who's sitting in the chair as a president or not. It's your job to do your job. Literally, that's it. I don't know. It's so annoying, dude. It's so exhausting. I hate all of these people. Mr. Roberts said, I gotta take out garbage. Peace, y'all. Have a great weekend. Happy Canada Day. Happy Canada Day, Mr. Roberts. I'll see you tomorrow, my friend. Happy Thursday as well. Philly said, Powell just needs to leave already. Tichu said, yeah, it's true, but it's better than what regular banks offer for capital preservation, I guess. Philly said, Mr. Roberts, later, bro. Yeah, I've been, I like it when people talk about all of these, like, well-established, like, I've had money for a little longer than you probably, things, because I've never heard of a high-yield savings account. Everyone's like, I have zero interest credit cards. I'm like, Jesus. I get credit card offers in the mail, like, every single day, and there's, like, hundreds of them, and the interest rate is insane on every single one of them. That's my favorite thing to do, is just open them all and check the interest rate. And like whenever one of them is like 5% lower than the average, I'm like, whoa, this is a good one. And it's still like super high predatory interest rate. It's crazy, dude. It is so crazy. Tom Scott said, remember when Bill Cosby did Jello pudding commercials, then got in trouble for putting his dick where he shouldn't? My favorite Bill Cosby thing in the world is that somebody held onto a hot dog bun and let it get so stale that it was rock hard, and they threw it at his face in prison while he was walking up the stairs, and he fell down the fucking stairs. That's my favorite thing in the world. Bill Cosby getting pelted in the face with a stale hot dog bun, a stale glizzy bun, and tumbling down the stairs. That shit makes me so happy. Oh, man. Imagine being that guy, dude. They probably threw him a party. After that. This is Brad. He threw the hot dog bun at Cosby's face. Everyone's like, Brad, my man. They give him all their commissary. What do you do, like honey buns or nutty bars? Have both of them. I got some ramen cooking on the whatever makeshift stove they got. We got some wine brewing in the toilet. Total crypto market cap sitting at 3.22, potentially coming down to retest 3.2 breakout. See, we're in this zone. We're in this range between 3.2 and 3.38 for quite some time. So this should be a relatively safe hold zone. We broke down, did a little fake out, got some support at 3.04, broke back above 3.2, and we're currently potentially coming back down to retest. So I don't hate that. It's the weakness that's got me, I guess confused is the right word, because why would the market be weak right now? We literally just got confirmation from the president that we signed a trade deal with China, which is what everyone was losing their tits about a couple months ago. Is that priced in already? Uh-oh. 4-hour time frame, confirmed red dot on market cipher right here. Interesting. I wonder if that's actually going to result in some hefty downside. Definitely something to keep into consideration. Billy said, people dislike Trump because of videos they watch on TikTok. If it's on TikTok, it's got to be fact. Tishu said, I don't know if anybody watches TikTok anymore, honestly. Tishu said, I use a CC based on the rewards and pay off full balance. I just buy what I can, need, no more, no less. Yeah, it's crazy to me that you have to, like, do that. You have to have a credit card and you have to use it. You basically have to have debt in order to establish a good credit score. And I guess one of my favorite things from recovering from a horrible credit score is it's called Self. It's called like a prepaid credit card, and all they did was they gave me a loan for $500. There was no actual loan. I paid them $500, like $50 a month for 10 months, and then at the end of it, they gave me a credit card with this $500 value on it. Now I could close that and get my $500 back, and then it would just look like I had a loan that I paid off, or I can just keep the credit card and use it as a credit card after that. So I had a loan that I paid off, and then I had a credit card, and technically it's savings as well. I don't know. It was a cool concept, cool mechanic. The interest rate on that isn't great either, but I didn't use it, so it's still open. It still exists. But yeah, it's one of those situations where you pay it every month. I think it's signed up for Netflix, maybe. I don't know. It's inconsequential. Whatever's coming out of it, but it's still active. But I don't know. I thought the concept was really neat because I made the mistake of purchasing a vehicle when I was 19 years old, selling drugs, which turns out that's not a viable business plan when you don't want to go to prison for the rest of your life. So when I got out, I didn't have money anymore, and my car got repossessed. Philly said I often get 0% APR balance transfer offers. I just transfer my balances around sometimes. That's not a bad idea, honestly. 0% APR balance transfer offers. I don't know if I've ever heard of that. That's interesting. All right, guys. It looks like we're going to get a little dumperoo. Unfortunately, it's pretty boring. Let's see if it's a fake out, though. It's going to be interesting to see how the next couple days play out with this alleged trade deal and everything. Congratulations, Necky Recky, once again on your victory. Enjoy your banana bread banana. I think I'm going to call it evening, folks. Appreciate you guys for joining me. Happy Thursday. As always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Happy Thursday, and good night.